must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Conflicts exist on this continent. One of the most raging conflicts on the continent of Africa is the question of Biafra. From 1965 or before that, the Biafrans had their own institutions. Before the colonial master arrived, they have agitated themselves, they have told the world they want fair treatment in a nation called Nigeria. Successive regimes have always trampled upon the rights of the people of Biafra, destroyed them, killed their younger men, assassinated many, deported many, excluded many, forceful deportation out of your own country. Time has come for the new generation in 2020, 2021, 2022, for people to sit down to find an everlasting solution to the conflict that is around that region. President Buhari promised us that he will finish in 100 days, the first term of office. Boko Haram will be dead. Today is finishing his second term. Boko Haram is even more vibrant than his own shoes. We have landed in very serious murky waters that the people of Nigeria don't know which direction they are going. The people of Nigeria, a big country with a big population, an economic hub of West Africa and Africa, with the biggest reserves of oil, still lingers in poverty. The poverty and the rich gaps in Nigeria are wider than the distance between Mars and Earth. What can we do for our countries in Africa? How do we unite? For us, our role is to speak, to defend the voiceless, to chart our way forward, to find a solution. The only way solution can be got on the Biafran issue is a referendum, which Buhari and the government president have refused. But sincerely speaking, Nigeria needs rearrangement. If that rearrangement does not come today, tomorrow, or the other day, one day it is going to explode. People can be pushed, but they cannot be pushed beyond what Biafrans have been pushed. The suffering is too much. Pictures that I cannot show on this television. I call upon President Uhuru Kenyatta as a member of the United Nations Security Council to see that some of these problems should be resolved and a resolution is passed of sitting down to understand the difficulties of the nations, especially in Nigeria, in Cameroon, because the problem of Biafra is also similar to the problem of Amazonia. The English-speaking people have no say in Cameroon. They are taken as second-class citizens. Biafrans are also taken as second-class citizens in a country called Nigeria. Their problems are compounded with a dictator who has lost direction, who doesn't know where the wind is blowing from, whether east of Sahara or west of Sahara. He's going north when the wind is going north, south. Therefore, it's blown one leg going up, one leg going down. Look at the picture of Buhari standing 6.1 feet, being blown apart. Thank you.
Joining us. This is Africa Showdown, a few minutes past 2 p.m. here in Nairobi, East African time. I trust that you've been having a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Miriam Mugutu, and on today's show, we have a lineup for you. We'll start with Kenya. Why are people fearing BBI? And we'll go on the economy. Can Ruto talk of economy of Kenya? And then in politics, Orengo messes ODM unity. And then after that, we shall cross over to African topics, and we shall start with Tanzania. President Suluhu is set to come to Kenya. What is it in it for the East Africa community unity? And also we shall look at Nigeria. Is it dying? And then we shall complete with South Sudan. What went wrong? Thank you so much. So right now, just take us over to the Political Command Center where Dr. David Matanga shall be leading us from there. Doctor, very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Miriam. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to thank the people for having been very candid over the weekend from Friday up to now. Thank you from the Political Command Center in London. Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph Nyachapa. Thank you very much, Javani Karanja. Thank you very much, Douglas Karimi. Thank you very much, Daniel. I was going to call you a different name, because of late of the weekend, you became very funny. Sean Daniel Wesonga. And thank you very much, Professor Jared Onyari, all the way from wherever he is. Thank you very much, all of you. I thank you. I greet you in the name of God, Jesus Christ, the one, the only maker, the one who makes us stand to see the truth, the one who tells us to say what we say, and what we say comes out the truth. We have never lied to anybody on this television station. I want to thank all of you. But I've said several times that one day, Africa will rise and shine again. This week is a momentous week, Miriam. We have an All-Africa Conference, a very powerful conference of 54 nations of younger men, younger generation. I want to leave a legacy. We want to leave a legacy behind. We shall host it, beam it from Nairobi on 5th, 6th, and 7th. All of you who have got your invitations, get them ready. Get your papers ready. Get your material ready. Speak to other 54 other men from other 54 countries. Over 250 guests. Miriam, I am now inviting, and I've invited you. You are one of the best, the chief moderators. So there you are. We shall sit down. You are welcome to this conference and do it thoroughly. It is the first time in Africa for an individual of my status to collect 54 countries together. I am not rivaling the AU, but I want people to speak. I want a legacy. I want people to speak about Nigeria. I want people to speak about South Sudan. I want people to speak about Somalia. I want people to speak about what is happening in Libya. I want people to speak about the dam. I want people to speak about unemployment. I want people to speak about what is the economy after COVID. What do we do? And I've done it single-handedly. I am not an NGO, but I'm a deliverer. Those who want to help us. You find us across Red Sea, but we are not waiting for you. We shall not beg you to help us. We are across Red Sea. If we sink in the Red Sea, let's go down. But I'll hold that conference. It is going to take place. I'm very happy Madame Suru is here. Who knows? I also have Tanzanian connections. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe she could even address only 20 minutes, only 5 minutes. That would be very good for me. Thank you very much. Watch it. Watch this week. That is the shorter time for you younger generation, especially you, Miriam, and the people who are shining. Listen to the audience of the great men, Tabombeki, Chisano, Wakana Rugunda. Listen to the great men of Nyachama, the Professor Nyari, the Makapiras of the world, the Professor George Hoy. Listen, Miriam, give me a minute to broadcast my conference, and I'm coming back to this show. Now, keep the dates. Physics, starting from 8 o'clock up to 5. East African region will begin first, and we shall be there. Professor Gerard Onyari, you will be one of those leading that session with Dr. Nyachama on the East African region. Your timetable will be with you tomorrow. I thank you very much, all of you, and the other regions, other people. Some will be interpreted in French, but they have already made those arrangements. Thank you very much. God bless all of you, but let's come back to the topics. Today, in Kenya, why are people fearing BBI? Why? Because it is going to change Kenya. It is changing Kenya in the right direction. But some people don't want it. Some people want it dead. Some people don't want it to happen at all. William Ruto and a group of thieves who have corrupted themselves as people calling themselves hustlers, are not interested in this PBI. Because PBI changes their course of action. Because PBI makes them useless. Because Ruto will be useless if PBI came to place. He's corrupt. He has several hanging cases everywhere. Even this month is very bad, Miriam. Miriam, one of the things I want to tell you, happily to tell you today, that this month is a do or die for William. That guy is called what? What is his name? William Ruto. It's a do or die. It's a do or die. I don't want to say much. I will just keep quiet. You see the problem with Kenyans, Miriam, when you raise a red flag, they come to kill you who raised the red flag. Yet you are warning them that the journey is not very good. The journey is not very good. There is nothing to be changed. A compromise has been struck. The journey this month is very awkward. That's why maybe the brother is running very fast, going to attack animals in Mara with his COVID brigades without, in fact, he's one of the chief spreaders of COVID. Because the government says don't go and have meetings. William Ruto is invading Mara National Park. The big five that are earning us money, that are earning Kenya money, he's killing them with his disease. You know, because he doesn't listen to the government SOPs. So when you look at such people, a man of that nature, a man who was a vice president, a deputy president, killing his friend's legacy openly. I believe most of you have seen Makau Mutua's today's paper. You might like Makau Mutua or hate him, but Miriam, the tiding is not very good. You can't do that to your own son, or your son can't do that to the father if you are in the same house. But that alone should not darken our sides. We should be hopeful that why people hate BBI. Well, the one simple reason is because BBI will change the direction of Kenya for a peaceful, coherent Kenya that we want. The Kenya of the future without violence. The Kenya that delivers. The Kenya without corruption. The Kenya with a direction of vision of which William Ruto is corrupt. Therefore, he wouldn't be very happy to see something going to remove his vice. He's corrupt. All the contracts, all the roads, everything, he has taken 10%. There's nothing, no road in this country that you will find that a contractor has not taken money to annex the building of William Ruto. It's now evident enough. It is up to the Kenyans. It is up to you Kenyans to take your stand. For us, as observers outside, we have seen, we know the only medicine for this guy is to be embargoed, never to travel to some countries that don't like corruption. And that will happen. He will remain your president in Africa, in Sungoi, and disturb you and beat you and other people to even murder you, because indeed he is a very ruthless guy. So keep it up. It's up to you, back to you, Miriam. My stand is BBI is hated by the same people who have actually done harm to Kenya, including now Orengo, because Orengo sees money. Orengo is a good liberator. Orengo fights for rights. But Orengo plus the wife, they are two different people. The wife is George Soros, Orengo is a Kenyan. So we have a problem here. When he struggles for Siaya people, that's okay. But when he comes home and the truth reckons like now, he has undermined Baba. He is no longer a salt. Baba's word in Siaya is the word. Baba's word in those areas, he has struggled. Remember, Orengo has tried, Miriam, summarize all these topics so that people can talk. Don't be gagged on one. Orengo tried to unseat Raila Odinga so many times. He has been nothing an ambition. Me, I have been consistent with Songa when he was my arch enemy. Tulikuwa tunagongania kwa hiyo. Now today Wesonga is my friend number one, which is very good. Nilikuwa nawaambia there is a Brutus in ODM, and that Brutus is Orengo. Cassius, Brutus, they are there plotting. They think they can take away, dismember, dilute, belittle Raila Amolo Odinga. For me, I've spoken my mind out to Miriam on this. Raila has suffered a lot. Let's give him dignity. Let's give him this. Even if it is only 2, 3, 5 years, let's give him this opportunity. I have no regrets. If you hate me, don't give me your food. I'll not die of hunger, because I've spoken the truth. I'm an leader in Africa, not to be shy, to enter controversy. Raila Amolo Odinga has sacrificed to shake hands with Uhuru Kenyatta. Let's give him a chance. Let's see the unity. Let's see his talent. What is the talent he has? Ruto is just a mafia. Ruto is a thief. He told us there is a bank guarantee. You know that thing every time, Miriam, when I think about it. This boy is a thief. He's a boy, a thief. He said there is a bank guarantee and the money will be got. It's 21 billion, not 21 billion, 7. And Mr. President, there is a bank guarantee. Ruto, where is the bank guarantee now? Where is it? Then you find some idiots running around social media because they have seen a typewriter today. Me, I saw typewriter long time ago. Oh, I grew up in a home where there was a toilet, a flashing one. Yes, let me now be frank. Sinjo na chama moto kwa moto na moto. Let's make it. I am not a hustler. I am a hard-working man. But when you get people who have just come on social media, then they tell you, oh, we love him. We love him. We love who? A thief. Who cannot produce the money from Italy. Now he has sent Namwamba, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, that deal maker. I don't know why Uhuru Kenyatta looks at such idiots and leaves them in key ministries to go and tell the Italian to file a case to come and hit Kenya again with a fine. Jameni, nyenye wa Kenya mnaenda wapi? Vipi? Sawa na wachapo. Na wachapo, Miriam. Okay. Call Nyachama to take over from there.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor Jared Onyere. A very good afternoon to you. Why are people fearing the BBI?
Thank you, Miriam.
Okay, go ahead,
And
Dr. Nyachama.
As Dr. has said, you know, anything good will always be resisted. You know, in Africa, Miriam, there is a proverb that says that the most beautiful roses grows in the dung. Dung ni ile chafu ya ng'ombe. I don't know whether my fellow panelists, you know that. The most fruitful tree must receive the most stones. If you want to know that BBI is very beneficial to the citizen of the Republic of Kenya, look at the intensity of the opposition. Because they know once it is effected and implemented, many of the people or players who have dominated politics or leadership will be misplaced, and getting the bearing will be very difficult. And this is why they are trying to see whether they can scatter it at infant stage so that they may not get difficulties at the moment it is fully implemented. In fact, we usually say we do not resist change, we resist being changed. They believe if there is a change in the constitution, they will be automatically be changed. And this is why you see people like James Orengo have been trying to scatter it from parliament. You know, Miriam, recently he was in a funeral, I believe, in Syria. You saw what happened? We almost lost a life. We usually say it is a foolish man who can test the depth of a river with 2 feet. James Orengo attempted to test the depth of a river with 2 feet. You saw the other colleague Amoro Tienda. He was addressing a conference yesterday. He was almost crying. And they said, my people, I never opposed the BBI. Please, we will support it to the end. I think they were shocked. Looking from the demeanor of these two opposition fellows who went to bed with the real opposition of the BBI, I think they have now learned a lesson. In my heart, I believe, Dr. Masanga, through you, Miriam, BBI is going to go through. Because God never promised us things will be easy. He only told us the end will be very beneficial. Why people oppose BBI so much and in an intense manner is because they will not have an opportunity to defraud the Republic of Kenya the way they have been doing, because their days are numbered. They are trying to see whether they will scuttle at this stage. But as an optimist, I am saying they are not going to succeed. Going by the way I've seen things and going by the meeting I saw in Seattle. For now, Miriam, I submit.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Joseph Nyanchama. Professor Jared Onyari. All right, I don't know if Prof is there. Daniel Besonga.
Okay, Miriam, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, Prof.
Yeah, Miriam, you know what BBI stands for. BBI is there to bring people to feel they are Kenyans. You need national ethos. We need shared prosperity, Miriam. We need inclusivity. We need everybody to be included, Miriam. Miriam, BBI is there to fight corruption, Miriam. BBI, Miriam, is there to ensure that divisive election no longer happen in this country. Miriam, when the Prime Minister and the President, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, they came together, they gave undertaking never again should a Kenyan spread blood on the account of an election, Miriam. And I'm happy they are committed, Miriam, on this. Miriam, you know why people fear BBI? It is simply because BBI is giving radical changes, Miriam. You know, Miriam, if you happen to be involved in a corruption case, Miriam, the case will be in court for forever. But in BBI, we are saying, Miriam, that within 2 years, we have sent you to committee, or we have sent you people, the allegation which were put before you, do not hold, Miriam. And we are saying, Miriam, for those people who have taken the money for the people of Kenya, Miriam, we are saying that, Miriam, we will go for our money. So, Miriam, BBI is telling people that crime never pays. And, Miriam, from where I sit, they always say, the guilty are always afraid. Miriam, the best thing should happen for this country, and I'm happy the coming week, we are moving toward the tail end of the BBI because Parliament will give to the people of Kenya the opportunity, Miriam, to go to the referendum and decide how they want their country to be governed, Miriam. And Miriam, from, you know, those ones who are opposed to BBI, Miriam, you know, it is either they have been paid, and Miriam, either they do not stand for anything in this country. I have been on record saying, Miriam, the guys who were trained by YK92 are the terrible guys, Miriam, and they should never be allowed, Miriam, to even smell near the presidents of this country, Miriam. And Miriam, the best thing which we need to do, see what Dr. Masanga said about Orengo. Orengo, you know, when you see Orengo, the wife is Betty Murungi. And when you say Betty Murungi, she's a guru in the word, Miriam. When you see Betty Murungi, you see George Soros, Miriam. These are the people who believe in change. Those are the people who never want the country to be smooth. So, Miriam, I will continue supporting BBI, and I have got no doubt, Miriam, BBI will go through, and resources will go to the ground. Because people knows that if the resources go to the ground, Miriam, we will not have cases where people take the Kimorenda road, damn money, Miriam. Because money will be devolved to the counties, Miriam, and every county will be getting its share from the national care. I submit, Miriam.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Jared Unyari. Daniel Osonga from Nairobi. Why do you think people are fearing BBI?
Thank you, Miriam. And what I'll say is that the BBI brought a new dawning in the opposition politics. If you can look at how Raila Odinga and his lieutenants have been carrying themselves in the recent past, they have moved away from the abrasive, the confrontational politics they used to have before. And it's actually a new beginning for this country because we have experienced a very relative period of peace and prosperity. And it is only those ones who actually capitalized on that upheaval that we used to have in the olden days that might have an appetite maybe to ensure that the BBI does not succeed. The Igbo people say, Miriam, that a man who keeps on looking at one direction might risk having a stiff neck. And that is what we should tell the likes of Orengo and Okomo Mugeni and the other guy, Achendo Molo, because right now, we must focus on getting this country on the rightful path of the BBI agenda. We should not go back looking back at the abrasive days where we had people running on the streets and fighting here and there. So to me, Miriam, I think people who are bringing up these issues are just people who are mostly hell-bent of giving the BBI journey some snags that will be able to slow the momentum. But what I can assure them, Miriam, they can slow down the BBI agenda, but they can never stop a process whose time has come. And I know at the fullness of time, we are going to have a referendum and we shall be able to give Kenyans a new constitution, a constitution which is able to solve the current problems that we face. I submit.
Thank you so much. And we also have Douglas Kirimi this afternoon from Meru. Douglas, a very good afternoon to you. Why do you think the BBI has faced so much challenges here? What could be the main reason why a section of our politicians fear this BBI to sail through?
A very good afternoon to you, Miriam Ogutu, and also to my co-panelists. The issue we are dealing today with is a two-sided issue as far as BBI is concerned. Number one, we are dealing with the civil society that also has infiltrated the lives of people like James Orengo or the Senator for Siaya. People who cannot be able to hold conversations truly in their heart, people that cannot hold conversations that truly represent the will of the people and the aspirations of the people of Kenya. Number one, when you look at the way Orengo is behaving today, Orengo is behaving in a way that we, the people of Kenya, cannot be able to understand him. 1 minute he is supporting the BBI. Another minute, James Orengo is opposing BBI. And this is very uncalled for, and we need to have our leaders who have a stand, like the people of Kenya. We have never under a section of the people of Kenya, whether from Meru, whether from the Coast Province, whether from Western Province, or even here in Nairobi, there is nowhere we have people who have come out clearly to say they oppose what they said was true in BBI. What James Orengo is presenting today is a dilemma. Before, he was a proponent of BBI. He was talking good about BBI. But today, James Orengo is on the forefront of opposing the BBI report. This is a scenario that presents a political dilemma from the side of James Orengo, but we understand him. He serves the civil society where his wife serves from. These are people who are sent to be able to destabilize our country, especially on this constitutional moment. And it is the people of Kenya that can decide on the way they can go. James Orengo cannot be able to decide for the people of Kenya. Another perspective is from William Ruto. They all know that corruption cases are going to be concluded in less than 2 years after BBI passes. These all people are very corruptive people, are people who have taken public resources, money that belongs to the people of Kenya. And these leaders know that they are going direct to prison and they are going to return the money that they have rooted from the people of Kenya. And the only way the last battle on BBI report is to oppose it and kill it before it gets to the people of Kenya and gets to a referendum, and these issues get entrenched in the constitution. William Ruto belongs to a cabal of leaders in this country who are corrupt and want to steal the future of the people of Kenya and also the young people of this country. The Youth Commission is going to be entrenched in the constitution. William Ruto wants to keep defranchising the people of Kenya, especially the young people, by giving handouts to their leaders. Remember, we also have Mount Kenya leaders who are meeting William Ruto in Mara today, in Masai Mara today. These are people that cannot be able to negotiate even for their own neighbors where they come from in their villages. These are people who want to continue taking handouts for and behalf of the people of Kenya. So, Miriam, we have two categories of people who fear BBI, the William Ruto side, which is also linked to the civil society of James Orengos of this world. They want to kill the BBI, which is the aspirations and the ideals of the people of Kenya. They want to change this country. They want to change their constitution. And nobody should stand on the way of the people of Kenya. Not William Ruto, not James Orengo, not anyone. Thank you. I submit.
Okay, very well. Thank you so much, Douglas. Javen,
thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Miriam. And good afternoon to our viewers, wherever they are watching us from. It's always a pleasure being on Punchline Africa TV. What I'd like...
We can hear you. Go ahead, Javen. Okay, we seem to be having a bit of a hitch there.
I wish.
All right, yes, Samuel Sawish, go ahead.
Very well, thank you so much, Miriam, Dr. Masanga. I can see Dr. Joseph Nyanchama and my other panelists, including Javan Karanja, Douglas Kirimi, and of course, Professor Nyari and Daniel Wesonga, and everyone who is watching us this afternoon. Miriam, on the topic of, on the question of BBI and why we are having this, what appears to be misgivings, especially within the ranks and file of the Orange Democratic Movement Party, ODM. I think there's what appears to be like a supremacy battle within ODM, where some people feel like maybe they are the ones who are supposed to, for example, take over from Raila Odinga. Or there are people who, you remember the debate around the dynasty and all such kind of things, the debate that has been actually brewing even in central Kenya, where some people were coming out and saying we want to actually to weed out the dynasty politics in quote unquote, I think referring to, say, President Uhuru Kenyatta, whose father was also president, was privileged to be the president of this republic, actually the founding father of this republic. And therefore, there are people in central Kenya who feel like maybe it is time for them, for others outside that particular bracket to lead the Mount Kenya people, that it should not be President Uhuru Kenyatta, that it should not be more of from Jomo Kenyatta, then to the son and probably to another into the near future. So it's the same thing that is happening in Nyanza region, where you have the likes of James Orengo and others. You remember James Orengo, this is not the first time that James Orengo is trying to fight Raila Odinga. It tried it even in 2002. Even during the demise of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, the father of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, he wanted to take over the leadership of that particular party during when, of course, Jaramogi Oginga died, and Raila Odinga was there. He was the one who was to assume the leadership of that particular region. So this is not the first time that Orengo is defining with Raila. In 2002, when Raila Odinga came out and supported Mwai Kibaki for presidency, you remember the Uhuru Park Declaration, Kibaki Tosha, Orengo went ahead and actually fronted himself to be a presidential candidate, in which case he lost even during his Ugenya seat. So this is another attempt. Remember, even there was a time Orengo, the likes of Anyang' Nyong'o, the now governor of Kisumu, the likes of Dalmas Otieno, if I can remember very well, there are those politicians who are trying to build another center of power. I think that's what he's basically trying to do. They're trying to build another center of power within the Luo Nyanza politics, that there's an alternative to Raila Odinga. That they want to dethrone perhaps Raila Odinga from being the undisputed leader of the Luo voters. So I think for Orengo is using this avenue, the BBI debate, especially borrowing from the opponents of the BBI, from especially drawn from Ruto's side. Now, unfortunately, Orengo appears to have swallowed that bait. Orengo and others, in a sense that now they are coming in front and being the chief opposers of this particular initiative, when we all know that Orengo and others have been actually the primary proponents of the BBI. Remember, even when President Uhuru Kenyatta met the lawmakers in Naivasha during that time, Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta met the lawmakers in trying to see how they can galvanize support around BBI, and if there were any issues to be ironed. Orengo was one of the people who was actually selected, including Odoro Ngwen and others, selected to try and iron out, to try and polish any issues regarding BBI. So it is unfortunate, and it's quite misleading that you have Orengo and some other people who have been participating part and parcel of this process from the word go, now coming to the floor of the House, going to public rallies, going to matangas and telling Kenyans that they do not support perhaps this BBI because of some of the issues that were put in that they were not aware. Then are they trying to tell us that this document was that susceptible to a level that any person just went in and inserted some of the clauses that were not there initially? I mean, this document is not that protected, it's not that safeguarded, that to a point that anyone can wake up one day and go and insert some of the things that were not initially agreed upon. Remember, even when we are having the 2010 Constitution, Miriam, it was said that there are some people who went ahead at the government printer to include some of the clauses that were not initially in that. Then you ask yourself, don't we have a level of accountability? We cannot question people, because if Orengo or Junet Mohammed and others submitted this bill to IEBC took it to the counties actually brought it back now to the National Assembly and the Senate. We can trace where this bill has the hands that it has gone through, and understand if there are if there's any mischief around it, if there's anything that has been included or removed that was not there initially, then we can hold people accountable. But for Orengo to just come out and condemn the process, or even throw in misgivings regarding BBI wholesomely, without telling us exactly what are some of the issues that make him now not support this BBI process. He should come out and tell us this clause or this section or this proposal was not initially in this BBI. So if it's about the question of 70 new constituencies, Miriam, like I said last time, I mean, Kenyans had an opportunity to present their views to the task force that was chairing the committee that was actually handling the BBI issues. There are people who went, and Kenyans went with their proposals, they went with their issues, things that they felt are bedeviling in this country. Some of them maybe felt they are far from leadership, or they are far from being fairly represented by virtue of having a population that is maybe underrepresented, and they felt maybe they should have a new constituencies. So if you did not go to the task force and presented your views and said, perhaps I want a new constituencies as Kenyans or as a particular county, why are you coming out and opposing the same at this particular moment? But we have always insisted that that Article 257 is very clear. James Orengo and others who have all along been misleading Kenyans is used to be called the working constitutions of this republic. I do not understand how this whole process went through when he actually was part and parcel, participated heavily on the making of this BBI, and coming out now and telling Kenyans that he does not trust the BBI bill that we have at the moment. So basically, Kenyans are waiting out here, just like other panelists have said. We are waiting with bated breath just to vote for this bill when it comes to us. I am a voter here in Kenya. I am a Kenyan, and I'm equally waiting for this bill. I even appended my signature for this bill. So if there's going to be any change, then that change in the BBI bill does not represent or does not actually contain what I appended my signature for when this bill came to us for signatures. Miriam, I submit.
Okay, thank you so much. And Sunday Nation had that story on page 22. I'll just read it quickly before we go to the next topic. After questioning the authenticity of the BBI document released to the public, as well as the legality and distribution of the proposed 70 new constituencies, high-ranking members of the ODM party are calling the seasoned lawyer, that is Orengo, they're calling him out for what they call betrayal and dishonesty. Orengo co-chaired the committee that produced the final bill. He cannot turn around now to say we didn't agree on this or that. He cannot run away from his baby. He is essentially trying to disown a document he himself, by the virtue of being a co-captain, authored. It is the height of political dishonesty, and that was the minority whip at the National Assembly, Junet Mohammed. Doctor, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that before we go. Dr.
Karanja has come in.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Karanja.
And I would think that...
go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, the problem that we have in this country, and why some people feel like a BBI is not a good document, is because BBI is trying to solve some of the problems that have been making this country divide. When you look at the issue of divisive election, when you look at the issue of ethnic antagonism, this is something that some leaders, especially those who are opposing BBI, have been riding on to get into position they are in. People have been rising around tribe, but BBI is trying to change the narrative from the ethnic-based politics to a kind of an ideology, agenda-based kind of a revolutionary in our politics. That is why those people who are have insufficient ideas, people who don't have good ideas or concrete idea to take this country to the next level, they must be worried. Number two, BBI is trying to solve the issue of corruption. And we know for a fact the team led by the Deputy President, William Ruto, the team that is opposing BBI from day one, they opposed the handshake. They have been opposing BBI. There are people who have been mentioned in various corruption-related scandals in this country. Therefore, they must be worried that BBI is trying to come and solve this issue of corruption, to amplify, to catalyze the fight against corruption, so that we have speedy cases and people taken to a court of law in a very good time. Therefore, this will saving Kenyans a lot of money and ensuring that these leaders are held accountable. Therefore, these people, Miriam, they are worried that BBI is trying to modify, is trying to bring new change, a change that they didn't expect. They thought by fighting BBI, we could not be where we are today, but BBI was not. And they tried to criticize that BBI was a two people's affair. But President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister, in their prudent understanding, they opened the floor so that Kenyans can give in their feedbacks, they can give in their recommendation, they can give in a lot of their ideas and solutions to things that have been dividing this country. Therefore, to that extent, BBI moved from being a handshake infant to an infant that is owned, an offspring that is owned by all Kenyans, by virtue of them opening room for Kenyans to contribute, to bring contents, to bring ideas on this document. Therefore, these leaders should understand that BBI is a document made by Kenyans in the aim of solving this problem. And because they don't want this problem to be solved, because they are beneficiaries of these bad things that have been happening, poor leadership, leaders going, having corruption cases and going scot-free, they must be worried. Finally, Miriam, the issue of the presidential election has been a do-or-die affair in this country. BBI is trying to modify and expand the executive. Therefore, those people who feel like they will succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta automatically, they must be worried, because they feel like the status that we are in the political arena today should remain that, so that they can have a means, because they feel like they and nobody else should succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta, so that they can have a channel, because the system that it is more of a presidential system, and the president has a lot of powers. Therefore, when we reduce these powers from the presidential ballot and we bring a president and a prime minister, then the sweetness in the presidency and the things that make us fight, we don't fight because of the governor's position. We don't fight because a member of parliament had won a seat in Laikipia East or in Nyeri Town. We fight because of the presidential ballot. And when we reduce the sweetness around the presidency, Miriam, then this country will go out and vote, and Kenyans will go back to their homes without caring much who becomes the president, because at the end of the day, they might have one of them becoming the prime minister, becoming the deputy prime minister. Therefore, these are some of the issues. Those guys who feel like they must become the president, they don't want this expanded executive, because they want a country that is divided, so that they can continue having a conducive environment to drive the corruption, the bad behaviors. But BBI is trying to bring these solutions. Okay. Therefore, we expect more of these oppositions, but at the end of the day, Kenyans will have the ultimate say on the referendum. And I have seen the likes of Rigathi Gachagua negotiating with the deputy president to be given the position of the prime minister. Where will he get the position of prime minister if he doesn't support the BBI? Therefore, these people, they speak from the both side of the mouth, and they are political hypocrites. Thank you.
Very interesting point that you've brought to our attention. And just to know, Tanga MPs during a Mount Kenya Parliamentary Forum attended by more than 40 leaders in Limuru last Thursday faulted the current administration for frustrating the region's economy. Meru Senator Mithika Linturi said the new strategic plan will re-engineer the model of engagement with other leaders as we seek to restore our nation's economy to the trajectory former President Mwai Kibaki left it at. The leaders claim that the business community has suffered and is ready for a discussion with the DP Ruto. The talks will revolve around job creation, enterprise development, and business support. And maybe while they're doing that, Doc, perhaps it will be prudent for them for the DP to come with a scorecard on how he's been able to address that while he's the Deputy of the Republic of Kenya. His economy, a strategy that he wants to implement after he's elected in 2022. How about today?
Miriam, I miss your question a bit.
Mount Kenya MPs met last week, and they're saying that they're faulting the current administration of President Uhuru Kenyatta for frustrating the region's economy, the Mount Kenya economy apparently. And Meru Senator Mithika Linturi said the new strategic plan will re-engineer the model of engagement with other leaders as we seek to restore our nation's economy to the trajectory former President Mwai Kibaki left it at. The leaders claimed that the business community has suffered and is ready for a discussion with Ruto. The talks will revolve around job creation, enterprise development, and business support. And I think for an ordinary Kenyan, what perhaps they're asking is, before they can trust the DP with whatever they think he can bring to them after 2022, can he go with the scorecard and what he's been able to achieve as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya right now? Because he is in a position to do some of these things they're demanding of him.
First of all, it is very sad for us to understand and to think. Very, very sad that Ruto can be anyone who talks about the economy. This is the same man who destroyed the economy. This is the same man who has been having scandals. This is the same man who is doing all the rot that President Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to undo. So it is very obvious for you to go to negotiate to a fifth and say, my Mr. Fifth, I know we are bad off, but come on board and steal something, but give us something also in Mount Kenya. I think Nyachama will be very upset with you when he hears that you are negotiating with a fifth. The type of man who can run an economy is not Ruto. How can you have a man whose bank, who has stolen money from Kenya and gone to invest in Uganda banks, then you give him the money? If he is confident about Kenya, why has he banked his money in Uganda? Miriam, security in Kwambia this month is for telling the truth. Where is Ruto's money? You want to give Ruto to run the economy of Kenya. He is running the economy of Uganda. Because all his money is in Kampala, it's not in Kenya. I have a book, a big document, about 10 files of all what he has been doing with the money. So when you look at that type of thing, you think you are doing what? What are you doing? How do you give such a man your money? Anyway, you Kenyans, you have a lot of money. Give some to him, let him enjoy, but he's actually making Uganda better. I'm not bothered. He's building across. He's not banking in Kenya. He's not creating employment for the people he wants to ride wheelbarrows. He's making it better for other sharks across the country. So that's the truth. Truth number one today on the 2nd of May in the Oyo, imetoka. Sawa. I'm finished.
All right.
Miriam, I've brought my truth. If the panel wants to go ahead. Today you are shocked.
All right.
We have been talking, beating about the push. Sindio tunaleta hiyo mambo sasa leo ichome. Wacha mtu aseme hana pesa Uganda, ndio to produce where he has invested. We have been doing very good homework on this Ruto. He should not think he's above anything. He can be a friend of President Museveni, But we have done a very good homework. Very good. And the day we are going to expose Ruto to the Kenyan youth, you are going to have a problem. You might not even want to see him. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I don't know if there's anybody with something else you need to add on that topic before we move on to the visit that is expected of President Suluhu Hassan of Tanzania to Kenya on Tuesday.
Excuse me, Miriam.
Go ahead, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Masanga. For me, I have said in this forum quite a number of times, I get perplexed with the dishonesty amongst the Kenyan people, especially leaders. Do you know, by the way, Miriam, if you read deeply the messages we have been receiving about the Hasara narrative was to unify the people of Kenya. Does it surprise you, panelists, through you, Miriam, that one of the key criticism of the BPI was that the BPI was promoting positions for people? What are the Mount Kenya leaders negotiating in Masai Mara? They should tell Kenyans, have they abandoned what they were talking about, the unity of all Kenyans? Now they have gone regions. Did you hear them say, unless I misunderstood them, that we are going to negotiate, one, what is there for us? Two,
as a region.
Which positions are there? Now, how do we call that animal inaitwa ngili in English? They have just forgotten. I am telling you, these people, they behave like ngiri. They have forgotten the Hazara narrative which they were lying, and they have now gone regional when they have been abusing others that they are regional kingpins. Who are in Masai Mara? Are there all Kenyans there? It's just regional. Let me tell you, I get very surprised, and this is why, Miriam, I talked in this forum. This country, this republic, has produced charismatic leaders, for example, like Orengo, without character. Talented leaders, gifted without conviction, no conviction. Powerful leaders without principles. Professional leaders without morality. Visionary leaders without values. Spiritual leaders without conscience. Look at it. And in fact, there is something I wanted to say if Orengo is not watching out. You remember when God told Jonah, was he to go to Nineveh? And they boarded the wrong ship. What happened? He was thrown off the ship because he was going against the will of God. This BPI, for example, and the way now they are behaving is the will of God, because it's going to protect the lives of the people of Kenya. Miriam, in short, what I'm saying is this. I read a lot of inconsistency from this side that now I am convinced more than ever before, there is nothing there. Whether you are bringing Indi, whether you are bringing Professor Njoroge, and I had told you that these people, they believe in nothing. They're paper tigers. You cannot build a 10-story house by digging holes. You look for an architecture with intricate drawings if you want to build a solid nation. Miriam, that's the comment I wanted to count from.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Joseph Nyanchama. They're pointing out in the inconsistencies that have been seen on the other side and the double speak that is quite loud on the regional leadership, that I think they were accusing the President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga when they met a few leadership there, and they're saying those are regional leaders there. And so quite interesting there that you pointed that out. Doctor, thank you so much. And
Miriam,
yes.
Miriam.
Go ahead.
You are Kenyan. And I want to ask you one question, all of you Kenyans on this panel. How do you feel when you see a group of gangsters walking in your town, entering pubs and drinking? Wesonga don't disappear from the screen. A group of gangsters walking in town in groups, you know, drinking in groups. And they have stolen, they have raped, they have maimed, they have killed, they have corruptly got tenders. They pack their big V8, all of them. They go to Mara to disturb animals that are not sick. But they fly with COVID-19 without masks. They are delivering to lions that we had hoped they would, the lions could survive so that the tourism can flourish again tomorrow. How do you feel as a Kenyan? I want to ask you one question, Jermaine. You are Kenyans. You are on this platform. I created this platform for you. How do you feel to see Ruto with all men? Each has a case in court. Each has taken some money. Each has built apartments. And your home, there is no 1 kilo of ugali or hunga or salt. How do you feel? How do you feel in your blood? When you are passing near Nairobi University and you see them entering Norfolk Hotel, all of them gangsters that from Madeira, you know, even when they talk, they talk like I'm from Madeira MP, from Madeira. You know, I don't know.
And Dr. Matsanga, it is very, very intriguing that their hustler center, their headquarters is here in Iriara in Kilimani. Why is it not that they could have gotten their headquarters to be in Mathare or Kibra or maybe Mkuru kwa Ruben or Mkuru kwa Njenga?
No, please don't ask me. I am asking you. Because this is now, time is coming for us also on this side. However few we are not hustlers. I will asking the few hustlers or a few who are not to stand up. How do you feel men who have stolen? How do you feel men who have taken 200 billion? How do you feel a man who told you that it is not 2 billion, it is not 21, it is 7, there is a bank guarantee coming and the money will be paid, is not lost. Now the Italian has come back asking for the money and suing the Kenyan government. How do you feel, Miriam? Honestly, you people, let's not go on talking. It's better, you know what? This Kenya topic, let's jump on something which is very visible. Because how do you feel, you people? How? And you have 5 children. They all want school fees, which is 1 million shillings. 1 million before they start next term. How do you feel? And the leader is now calling people to Mara with helicopter. You know, you can't go there without helicopter. How many helicopters were those? How much money did he spend on top of the stealing? And the people are telling me, Matanga, that I should me to join a group of thugs. I rather stick, and I will stick to Uhuru Kenyatta. If his term is finished, I will go home. I will go to my country called Global World. And I will sit. I will sit. But Ruto will never step where I have gone. I swear, if I'm still alive, he will never step where I've gone. Because he will not be given a visa. That is, you know, Miriam, that's my determination with Ruto. Mm-hmm. He will not step there. Because we have gathered enough evidence, enough to make a corrupt man not enter where corrupt people don't exist. If the Urus are playing with this guy, for us from another setup of rebel intelligence. We know what he's trying to do. Those who don't want to see it are going to regret very soon. We know what Ruto is trying to do. We know. And Mr. Ruto, be prepared that we also know we might strike before you strike. You cannot be molesting Kenyans, then you come to molest Ugandans. We are suffering. You have brought your money. Where have you banked your money? Where's the money banked? If you are genuine patriotic, why don't you bank it in Kenya? How many factories do you have in Kenya? You are a conduit of money laundering in East Africa. You have accounts with the former Egyptian Sudanese president. You cannot escape this on international law. Miriam, today, let me only give you that smaller thing. Because what I have here, hey, is too much. But as I told you, this month is a do or die. Remember the case of Gicheru is starting. The name that will be on top of wires is not Dr. Matsanga. Mwizi omuti yata bantu. Yo. Ruto, prepare now. You swear, honestly, I hate ICC. But what they have done now, Miriam, I'll tell you offline. It's very bad. It is Ruto's name. Hey, paid money, paid this, paid this. So, you mean the court cannot be interested to call you? The court cannot say, who is this guy? Remember Bemba and the lawyer case. There you rest my case. Say do or die this month, Miriam. Say do or die. The woman is adamant. The woman is determined. If Ruto, when we raise a red flag, don't kill me because I'm raising a red flag. Maybe I'm trying to tell you, prepare. Mambo apana mzuri huko. Karim Khan cannot save you. And by the way, he might not take it. There are so many people opposed who want to pull out of ICC funding. And if the funding is not there, with the chief prosecutor Annie Stone's or its saliva. Americans, people know how to squeeze this. You can't touch Israel and survive. You can't in the world. Even when you go to intelligence school, they teach you the first thing to respect is that smaller state. Whichever way, even if you're in KGB, Miriam, they tell you, please, uko usipitie. When nafikiri sasa Karimu Khan ataweza hawa. Huyu mjamaa aprepare. Hiyo manguo wenye anavaa hii masuti. Hii small shirts. Avaa hiyo huko Mara. This they went there for women's spree, screwing other people's women. They're not kwenda. You Kenyans don't tell the truth. The CCTV is coming from Maraka and tell you, we operate, man, on high lengths. Where? Sorry, Miriam. Menda, don't push me beyond because I can say, I know what happened yesterday. I don't want Madame Rachel to get annoyed. That's how bad it has come. You see that? I've never been so deep. I am pissed up. You can't destroy your friend's legacy. Do you think Uhuru Kenyatta has no friends? Uhuru Kenyatta doesn't pay me. But I am annoyed as a friend of Uhuru. You can't just come and dismantle him. You can't. And And then he told him that what can you do? We are just being so good, man. So good, man. Well, this is just side. You know that MPs fly in Mara. How can you sleep with 6 women in a night? When? Bye-bye. Let's bring the... me I'm fed up. Hii mambo ya Kenya. Miriam is very bad, that MP. So does that. What is this? Oh, fly Mara. You think we don't know also have words? We have words to tell you, Ruto. Tuko na mengi. Wewe unachezea every day, unachezea uhuru. Umemchezea, lakini uhuru sisi wengine tunapenda uhuru, kumpenda tu. Atupatienga pesa, tunampenda. Lakini wewe endelea na hiyo mambo yako. One of these days we shall produce a nude photograph for you. Ndio uwache wabibi wa watu. Good afternoon.
Right. Samuel, we should raise your hand. Is there anything else you want to add to that before you move on quickly with the next topic?
Well, Miriam, you noticed I raised my hand, then again I had to lower it because Dr. Masanga seemed to have been infuriated by Ruto's, go-abouts. But that said and done, Miriam, I think Kenyans must appreciate the fact that Ruto is a serial liar. I remember when Kenyans were gearing up for the new constitution in the year 2010, William Ruto was one of those people who vehemently opposed the 2010 new constitution. And he was giving all manner of excuses, all manner of reasons, some of them which were not even existing. I remember him even saying that the new constitution was going to legalize same-sex marriage. You remember about that. And actually, after the promulgation of the new constitution, we have never seen actually this occurred in the new constitution. We have never seen actually Kenya ever promoting such. Even I remember the time when the former president of the United States of America, Barack Obama, when he came to Kenya, and President Uhuru Kenyatta had to tell him to his face that Kenya has its own values. It is not going to actually compromise or sacrifice its own values just to appease the West by subscribing to same-sex marriage. You remember about that. And he said Kenya is not going to legalize that, and it's not going to allow it because it has never been part and parcel of its values and as African people. So Ruto was lying to Kenyans. I think he was trying to get support of Kenyans by lying to them that these are some of the issues that were in the then constitution. Ruto is the same person today who is opposing the BBI, and I'm not surprised at all. Unlike my other friend, Dr. Joseph Janchapa, who was saying he's shocked by Ruto's maneuvers, he's shocked by Ruto's activities. I'm not shocked myself, Miriam, because this is a person we know. That is the nature of William Ruto. I mean, last time I remember him saying that Kenya's leadership of presidency is not going to be negotiated in boardrooms. That is not going to be about 5-10 people meeting in a boardroom to discuss and determine the fate of the leadership of this country. What is he doing in Masai Mara today? I mean, he's collected some people from Mount Kenya, ostensibly to discuss about what they want and discussing about how they can go about the campaign in the run-up to next year's general election. They're discussing about leadership position, like my other friend talked about. The Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister. And they are the same people who are opposing BBI that brings about these new positions. And Ruto was saying its hustler narrative, his hustler agenda is a bottom-up approach. It's about the ordinary people. It has nothing to do with leadership. It has nothing to do with the creation of new positions, leadership positions in this country. But what are we seeing him doing today in Masai Mara is about negotiating about that. Very lastly, Miriam, before we go to another topic, I think Dr. Masanga has exhaustively talked about Ruto not being dependable to drive the economy of this country. If anything, Ruto is the person who has overseen the plundering of Kenya's economy through, of course, corruption. He's been mentioned in all wrong things, including Western Hotel, including grabbing of public land, including overseeing, of course, you remember about Aurora and Kimorer dams. And all the people who are around him are actually mentioned in one or two corrupt activities. So how can you trust such a person to be able to take the economy of this country ahead. So this is a person that Kenyans should actually avoid as playing. Ruto cannot be trusted to oversee the economy of this country. Ruto cannot be trusted to actually take the leadership of this country. It is as short as that. And I think we really look forward to 2022 so that through the ballot Kenyans can really tell or prove to Ruto that they're not buying into his machinations and the attempt to undermine President Uhuru Kenyatta. So that day is coming. The hour of reckoning is around the corner, and William Ruto is going to meet his destiny on the ballot come 2022 media, and Kenyans are really ready for that.
Right, thank you so much, Evan. Professor, would you like to add anything to that? DP Ruto.
I don't really have much
about the
say,
economy.
Except to say that I associate myself with a statement which has been given by my fellow panelists. I have always given you a definition of who the deputy president is. He is an asset, and asset, when you go by the definition of it on the face of the media, that's who he is. So Kenyans must be told that these are a dangerous man, and Miriam, we must be able to be ready to take him head on. That's what I have to say, Miriam, because he knows with the new the changes in the new the constitution, Miriam, his days are numbered, and Miriam, and what he's doing is not only that he's opposed to the constitution, Miriam. It is only using every opportunity, Miriam, to grab power. Because if he's opposed to the constitutional Miriam, why should he with Masai Mara discussing with people from Mount Kenya that you will take this, you will take this, you will take this one, making arrangement of BBI? That's what makes me, Miriam, believe that he is even supportive of the BBI, but he cannot come and say that he doesn't support it.
All right. Douglas.
Yeah, Miriam.
All right, go ahead, and then Douglas will come after you.
Okay, thank you. What I wanted to ask is, the deputy president has never supported President Uhuru, President Kibaki in 2002 or 2017. Therefore, this hypocrisy of him pretending that now he will bring the changes that President Uhuru, President Kibaki brought, then that is a hypocrisy. So we could have supported him then when he was taking the presidency. Then the likes of Rigathi Gachagua, these are people who have failed to manage the amount that they have been given, the CDF amount that goes to the Madira constituency. How comes now he is a man who is walking the talk, how he revolutionized the economy of this country, how he revamp the economy when given a chance, maybe to be the Minister of Finance in Ruto's government. Then, finally, these discussions that they are having is all around Mount Kenya region. Therefore, this shows that the deputy president is not interested in the interest of other Kenyans. He is only interested with the interest of Mount Kenya region. And this interest, Miriam, they are personal and selfish ambitions of these greedy MPs who are following him, because there's nothing tangible, there's nothing in the ground that they have done to transform the livelihoods of these people called hustlers. Therefore, I expect if Deputy President is serious with his presidential campaign and is serious about unifying this country, I would like to see him meeting leaders across all regions of this country, but not in Mount Kenya region. What he is simply doing is to indoctrinate the minds of people in Mount Kenya region, is just to come and portray himself as a savior to the people of Mount Kenya region, and to portray President Uhuru Kenyatta as a failed president. That is exactly what he is doing. Nothing much. He is just telling us President Uhuru has failed, I'll do better than President Uhuru Kenyatta. But he is not giving us a clear roadmaps, clear timelines, clear frameworks on how he will achieve that. He has been the deputy president. He has sabotaged the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Therefore, we expect if he happens to become the president, he will not do much. He will continue fighting these small fights, and by some extent, he will work on ensuring that he remains in the presidency for more than 10 years. That is what we'll do, because now he is focused to become the president. If he becomes the president, he will focus on to remain the president of this country.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And that reminds us of when President Uhuru Kenyatta met leadership of Mount Kenya at a Sagana State Lodge, and I think there was a lot of hula-baloo about that, and they termed President Uhuru Kenyatta a regional leader, and we see what is happening right now. Douglas, I don't know, what are your thoughts on this bottom-up economy? How do you see it working?
Miriam, I've always told you I was born in 1992 when William Ruto was 26 years old. And since 1992, William Ruto has been plundering this economy. William Ruto has been stealing from the people of Kenya. William Ruto has been franchising the very people that he is talking about empowering. Miriam, for over 30 years, this man has been stealing with all notable corruption cases emanating from his quarters. This is a man that rooted KANU, went into government, rooted government, and in every subsequent government, William Ruto has been a thief. And I will say the truth. Today, he is banking on Mount Kenya people to be able to vote for him. Today, I'm a card-holding voter from Mount Kenya region, and I'll never be able to soothe anyone. I don't speak for anyone. I don't speak to praise William Ruto, his supporters. I will say the truth. Mount Kenya people are going to abandon him. We have seen Moses Kuria has started meeting other people now. People from Mount Kenya, Miriam, are going to eat your money and they are not going to vote for you. And William Ruto, the area, he realizes that Samuel Tawish has said that this is the same man that is meeting people in Masai Mara, saying that they cannot meet in a boardroom. He has been meeting people talking about the Kibakinomics. There is nothing that we can be able to compare today with what President Uhuru Kenyatta has been able to achieve, even in terms of infrastructure, with what Kibaki achieved, Miriam. The roads that Kibaki constructed when he was president for 10 years cannot compare with what President Uhuru Kenyatta has done for 7 years. What William Ruto is telling us is a blank man with no point to prove to the people of Kenya. This is a man that wants to become president of the Republic of Kenya. And Miriam, this is a man that cannot meet people from Turkana. He is only meeting people from Mount Kenya. What is that he wants from the people of Mount Kenya that he cannot be able to do to other regions? I have not seen him meeting people from Catholic Men Association of Sugoi, where he comes from, or Kalmagut. This is a trickster. This is a political conman that wants to con the people of Mount Kenya, their political and also economical their own economic independence. And this is a man that has been a rooter since 1992. If I, Douglas, today, I have seen what William Ruto has been able to do for a period of 2080, 29 and that years later, how am I going to trust him? This is the same man that believes that if a Naina wants to eat his own children, he claims that they are smelling like goats. So he's pouring oil on us so that he can be able to eat us properly, economically and politically. As the people from Mount Kenya, we will keep sounding the alarm bell to the people of Kenya to know the true nature of William Ruto, the true nature of his economic formula that he talks about, a bottom-up approach, which is nothing but economic hot air. It is not going to hold. It has nothing to do with it. It is being read by pseudo-economists, people who have questionable backgrounds in economics and people that cannot be able to drive this country forward, Miriam. And you need to ask yourself a simple question. The economists, the people who are trying to let William Ruto know that he's going to be able to revive the economy of this country after rooting it for that years, don't forget. So these are the same people who have been in government positions and failed terribly. What have they been able to do for their own country so that William Ruto can take them to the next government? We need to say it as it is, that William Ruto is not going to save the people of Kenya, and William Ruto is not the best thing that happened to the Republic of Kenya after the sliced bread. William Ruto is an hybrid political conman that wants to con the people of Kenya. And as Jevan Azarech, this is a man that wants to come and change the constitution, not even using BBI, to change the constitution to continue stealing more, Miriam. If I have an history of stealing from people, if I have a bad history with the people, it shows that even in my future, I would have the same black spots. William Ruto black spots is corruption, stealing, and plundering of an economy. There is no bottom-up economy that is going to sprout in this country. This is a rooter that is going to root into the future. The people of Kenya needs to stop him and stop every shenanigan that is associated with William Ruto in terms of economic independence and in terms of economic revolution and also reviving this economy. There is nothing William Ruto is coming to offer, Miriam. If I have an history of stealing for over 30 years, how am I going to promise the people of Kenya I'm going to, now I am a changed man, I'm a good man, I'm going to change the fortunes of the people of Kenya. This is a rooter, this is an economic bandit, this is an hybrid political conman that the people of Kenya should distance themselves from and disappear from the political map of this country. We cannot continue entertaining William Ruto in our political arena as a president in 2022, Miriam. This is a pure political conman. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so Douglas already they have said, in this case, Saul cannot change to Paul. We'll wait and see how that will work out for Deputy President William Ruto. Now let's just get into our next topic that I think also is Kenya related. And President Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Miriam,
yes.
Miriam,
Yes.
I beg to say we can see that topic tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's move on the African topics.
All right.
Yes, because
Of the time.
there's some confirmation that we need to gather when she is arriving here. Thanks.
All right, thank you. She is expected in the country on Tuesday for a 2-day state visit, so we shall have that conversation perhaps tomorrow or Tuesday itself. So yes, Doctor, let's just leave that for now. Thank you so much. So we go on to Nigeria, and it is Africa's most populous country, and right now it is plagued by multiple conflicts from jihadist insurgency in the northeast to attacks by criminal gangs carrying out mass kidnappings in the northwest, and of course the Biafran struggle there also continues in Nigeria. What is happening there in Nigeria, Doctor? Is it slowly going to its deathbed?
Miriam is